Jennifer, could you announce staff members present?
Yeah, for staff today, we have Principal Planner Fernanda Roveri acting as the zoning administrator. We have Senior Associate Planner Chris Schmidt and myself, Recording Secretary Jennifer Cleary. I can take this time to announce our how to join via Zoom. We do encourage members of the public to join our meetings via Zoom Gov, a secure service that connects you live with no lag time. This meeting is also streamed live on youtube.com/City of Monterey with a 10-second delay and Comcast channel 25 with up to a 90-second delay. If you would like to provide public comment, please join the meeting using Zoom or by telephone, making sure to join in time to accommodate delays. To join the Zoom meeting from a computer or phone, use the link or phone numbers on the agenda posted at isearchmonterey.org. Since the meeting has begun, you'll find the agenda under the Recent tab. To join by telephone, dial 833-568-8864 toll free. Once again, the number to join by telephone is 833-568-8864. Then enter the webinar ID. If the first number doesn't work, please try another listed on the meeting agenda. The webinar ID for this meeting is 160-666-5889. Once again, this meeting's webinar ID is 160-666-5889. If prompted for a participant ID, press pound. Detailed instructions for using Zoom are available at monterey.org/public meetings. To provide public comment via Zoom, please use the raise your hand function at the bottom of the screen, or to provide public comments by phone, dial *9 to raise your hand, then *6 to unmute when called upon. Public commenters will be announced using their last 3 phone number digits or the name typed into Zoom. We do have one person with their hand raised, but just for the record, right now, this would be comments for items not on the agenda. And if you would like to comment on the item itself, 1008th Street, then there will be an opportunity to do so after the staff presentation. And the hand was lowered, so I think it was for the item and not an unagendized item.
Yes, that is our applicant.
Perfect, thanks for confirming.
So right now we're taking public comment on items not on the agenda. And
Correct.
if we see no one, then let's move on. Can you confirm, Jennifer, that there's no one else?
No hands are raised at this time.
Okay, thank you. So let's close public comments for items not on the agenda. And let's open up the first item on the public hearing agenda, 1008th Street. So let me read the title. So it's consider 1008th Street use permit application UP 20-0101 to allow mixed use 2 new residential units at an existing medical office building. Applicant Joshua Stuman, Home Life Design Studio. Property owner Susan Kubica, R36 AP zoning district. Residential medium density multifamily dwelling and administrative professional overlay, medium density residential general plan designation, exempt from CEQA requirements for Article 19, Section 15301, Class 1. And Chris, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Zoning Administrator Roveri. My name is Chris Schmidt. I'm a Senior Associate Planner with the city, and I've been working with the applicant on this project, and I will proceed with my staff report. So we are looking at a use permit for mixed use at 1008th Street. As the zoning administrator said, when reading the title, this is an existing office building, and the applicants are proposing to convert a portion of that building to 2 residential units. So the staff recommendation is to adopt a resolution to approve the use permit. Just some background information about the subject property. It's located kind of at the southwest tip of the Oak Grove neighborhood. And as I mentioned, it contains an existing commercial office building. It's kind of an interesting location. There are two parcels that the building sits on. And it fronts both 8th Street and 10th Street, as we see here. There's a parking garage entrance on the south side along 10th Street, and I will show a floor plan showing that. And the building is, I think, approximately 3,500 square feet. So again, the project is a proposal for mixed use conversion of the existing office space to residential. 2 residential units are proposed, a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, and a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. New laundry, parking, and storage are proposed. And the applicant's also proposing a new exterior stair, and deck for one of the units. So here's the 8th Street frontage. This is the entrance to the property along 8th Street. This is where you would enter. I've been to the site, and this is where you would enter the main entrance to the building. If you walk in, there's a doctor's office on the left and another commercial office space on the right. And then you would walk upstairs to the residential units. You can see above the office space, there is a balcony. That would be one of the balconies to be used by residents of that unit. Here's the other side, the 10th Street frontage, and you can see that parking garage that I mentioned. You can also see the there are stairs within the garage that go up to 8th Street level and up to the main level of the building. And then you can also see the decks on this side that would be used by the other unit. So here we see a site plan. Again, there's garage access along 10th Street. The north side would be the 8th Street side that I showed 2 slides ago. The work involved on the front floor involves some tenant improvements to one of the office spaces. I guess both of the office spaces would have bathroom tenant improvements, but you can see the new laundry room and sanitation room and storage on the first floor here. These laundry rooms would be used by tenants. And then here's the second floor plan showing the proposed 2 units. Unit 1 at the north side is the one that's proposed to have a new deck, which you can see on the right-hand side of the building. That's within the or adjacent to the side yard. And then on the south side, you see Unit 2, the 2-bedroom. The deck and balcony are existing, so that would serve as a separate access in addition to the main interior stair. And those stairs on the right-hand side are exterior. The applicant is proposing storage units or storage spaces rather for each residential unit that comply with the city code's requirement for multifamily construction projects. And then the applicant also is proposing a new parking space, which as of this week, I've actually recognized that this space does not comply with the city's size requirements. So staff is actually adding a recommendation that this parking space be removed and either used how it currently is used, as there's actually existing storage space there, or the storage that's proposed in orange on the left would be moved to that location. Or they can, at their discretion, provide bicycle parking for tenants in the existing storage room there. So in order for the zoning administrator to approve the use permit, there are 3 findings. The first is that the proposed use is in accord with the objectives of this chapter and the purposes of the zone. This is an R3 AP zoned use. So it is mixed use is permitted by use permit in the administrative professional overlay zone, and R3 is our multifamily zone. So the residential aspect is permitted typically, but the combination of commercial and residential requires a use permit. And then, as I mentioned, the development includes the required amenities, including laundry, storage, and it meets development standards. And I don't know if I mentioned on the previous slide that that additional parking space proposed was an extra space not required by the code. I just want to make that clear. The next finding is that the proposed use and the proposed conditions under which it would be operated or maintained will be consistent with the general plan, will not be detrimental to public health, safety, or welfare of persons residing or working in or adjacent to the neighborhood of such use, and will not be detrimental to properties or improvements in the vicinity or to the general welfare of the city. Staff was able to make this finding. The proposal is consistent with the medium density residential general plan land use designation and mixed use neighborhood goals, although this isn't necessarily a mixed use neighborhood similar to our specific plans. Mixed use is allowed in the R3 AP overlay areas by use permit, as I mentioned. That there is parking and other amenities provided for the residents, and the office space has the required parking as well. And then also I just checked what the office hours were. They are from 9 to 5, open during the week, and so they should not really pose as any sort of noise or other concern to residents because they're only open during the week. And then the last finding is that the proposed use will comply with any specific condition required for that use. Staff has included the standard conditions in the resolution. And then again, staff is also recommending a condition to either remove parking space number nine. They could potentially widen it to be 10 feet wide, or they can change the space to storage or bicycle parking. So that concludes my presentation. Again, staff recommends to approve the use permit. I am available for questions, and I see the applicant is on the Zoom video call currently as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. I do have some questions. Could you explain the open space requirement in the R3 zone?
Yeah, so this is something that we actually went back and forth with, and open space is actually only required when there are 3 or more units. Originally, this proposal did include 3 units, but the applicant had changed the plan just to show 2 units. I think there are some notes on open space on the plan that the open space is not required for the project.
And I saw the 2 storage units in the garage level, but one of them I wasn't sure if it met the minimum dimension requirement of 5 feet. It just, or I guess, is there a minimum requirement of 5, that no dimension shall be less than 5 feet?
I understood that there was a 25-foot area requirement. I can double check on the 5-foot requirement, but I believe that this storage requirement met the codes. The storage space met the code's requirement.
Okay. Yeah, I can check too.
Yeah, I have it open. It is the requirement is each unit shall be provided a separate storage area consisting of at least 100 cubic feet and having minimum horizontal surface area of 25 square feet.
Do the storage areas meet the horizontal surface area?
Yes.
Okay. And those are all my questions for now. Is the applicant available and would like to make a presentation?
I just saw the hand go up, so I will allow Peter Said is the applicant for this project. You should have permission to speak at this point.
Thank you, Ms. Clearly, and Zoning Administrator Roveri. I appreciate your time. I don't have an additional presentation. I believe Mr. Schmidt did a wonderful job in presenting our project. There was two items that I heard that I would like to briefly address. And the first was a recommendation for putting in a bike closet or bike storage of some kind. As the additional parking space isn't needed, I think there will be more than enough room to add an additional bike closet. And concerning any requirement for a 5-foot deep closet, that can also be met as we return that parking space back to storage areas. So any concern about a bicycle closet or bicycle storage and the depth of closet can be addressed during the building. That is it. I do appreciate your time.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else who would like to speak?
I see no hands raised, but just as a reminder, there is a raise your hand function at the bottom of your screen. We have one other viewer who's joined by Zoom. And if you'd like to join the meeting, you can join using the link found on isearchmonterey.org. This is our link to a meeting agenda. To join by telephone, dial 833-568-8864 toll free, then enter the webinar ID, which is 160-666-5889. And I still do not see any further hands raised.
Yeah, let me just officially open public comment with that. And if we see no one else, let's officially close them.
Okay, I still see no hands raised, so I think it's safe to move on.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I will give my comments now as zoning administrator. I agree with staff's recommendation to approve the project. And it looks like the project meets all zoning development standards and it meets the objectives of the zoning ordinance and the general plan land use description for multifamily residential. So I do want to add a condition that, since that 9th parking space is not required, if the applicant is going to convert that back to storage or bike storage or other type of storage, that they need to show that when they submit for building permits. So just add that as a condition. And that any new storage needs to meet the minimum storage dimensions in the code. So with that, I would like to officially approve the project as presented by staff with that one condition added. This action is appealable within 10 days to the Planning Commission, and it may be appealed with forms available at the planning office and online. Congratulations.
I didn't hear you mention the 10 days. It's appealable for the next 10 days only. Sorry if I was typing and you didn't say it. I just wanted to make sure that was added.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's only the appeal period is for 10 days after today. I thought I saw Mr. Said raise his hand again. Oh yeah, he is.
Can we allow him to talk, or will we have to reopen public comment?
We would have to reopen it.
Do you want to do that?
Sure.
Okay. You should have the opportunity to talk now, Peter.
I'm sorry, I'm still not quite sure what the protocol on Zoom meeting is. I was just going to say thank you and I appreciate the opportunity to hear what we were presenting.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you. Okay. We have someone called Helene Williams, I think, but I don't see their hand raised.
Yes, there is one other viewer, and just a reminder, if you're in Zoom, you can join you can raise your hand by pressing the raise your hand function at the bottom of the Zoom screen. I don't think they're in here by phone, otherwise it would show a phone number. So as long as Helene does not want to provide public comment, I think we can close public comment. I see no hands raised.
Okay, let's close it, and I think we are adjourned. So let's adjourn at 3:21 p.m.